And welcome back to our second video for our Black Excellence in Cinema. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Bigger for Entertainment. Anzo, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. It's so good. I look forward to this all year. Talk about Black Excellence in Cinema because there's so much that doesn't get talked about or gets swept under the rug. And sometimes I feel like it's important for us creators to really just point this stuff out. So,
Ab-
dude,
Absolutely. And I am glad that you guys are doing this stuff. Not too many people are doing stuff like this. So credit to you guys for that, man.
I appreciate it. It's one of those things that if we don't do it, who will?
Facts.
You don't support it, who will?
When
Just
I say it all the time, you know what I mean? If we don't fight for ourselves, if we don't show it, they're not gonna do it. So it's up
exactly,
to us. Yeah.
exactly. All right, but for this one, we're actually doing Malcolm X. I don't know if you guys know the 1992 biopic, Denzel Washington, who knocked it out of the park. I'm gonna read a quick synopsis about it, and then we're gonna kind of go. So here we go. It's a biographical epic of a controversial and influential Black nationalist leader. From his early life and career as a small-time gangster to his ministry as a member of the Nation of Islam and his eventual assassination. That's all we get about this movie. This movie is so big. I feel like it's a synopsis. It's not strong enough. There's no words that could put it in to the proper context. But tell me how does this movie Malcolm X make you feel? How did it make you feel the first time you watched it?
Well, thank God I was able to go see it in the theater. And I
Mm,
remember being engulfed in Denzel Washington's performance to where I was like, he felt like Malcolm X. I was like, I am watching Malcolm X, right? And before that, I knew the regular stories, what they teach you in school. But after that movie, I went back and researched and read more about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all of that stuff because this movie was so impactful. It's great from start to finish. You know what I mean?
no, 100%, and it gives value to all the stuff that we think that's out there. The CIA doing stuff. It gives
Mhm.
value to a lot of stuff. But
Facts.
I got to say, growing up, after I saw Malcolm X, I saw with my father, who I did the first video with, and we talked about it. And I was young; I was like 8 years old when I was watching it, and the way that I was able to understand what was going on. But I will say this: I didn't even realize that Denzel wasn't Malcolm X.
Exactly.
Yeah, the picture I had in my mind of Malcolm X, for even to this day, when I think about it, I know how Malcolm X looks. I still
Hmm.
see Denzel Washington. That's how good he did. That's how good the performance was. That's how good Spike Lee was, who's one of the greatest Black directors that has ever existed. I mean, he's helped write it. He helped direct it. Angela Bassett was in this. I mean, it's so many great actors and just performances. I mean, I love it. I love this movie.
And speaking of Spike Lee, right? I don't know if people know this, right? But it was originally a white director that was supposed to do it.
Mhm.
And what happened was, yeah, he couldn't do it. He couldn't get it right. So Spike Lee ended up taking over that movie. And when you watch it, you can tell that no other person could have done that movie other than Spike Lee.
You remember that scene when Denzel's kind of walking down the sidewalk and it's just that rolling thing, that the thing that Spike Lee
Yeah.
knows how to do. It's just an
Hmm.
epic scene. Oh my gosh. You feel it. You feel him directing these specific movies. I do want to say, Dora Lindo was in this movie, Al Freeman, Teresa Randall. I mean, these are real. I mean, I would say Angela Bassett, but just really great. I mean, even Spike Lee was in it as Shorty. He was in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
these are great actors, actresses, and really brings a '90s feel to it. But just, I think this movie holds up to this day.
Bro, I watched it last night. It still holds up. It still keeps your interest. Like you watch it from start to finish. And I'm watching it like I've never seen it before. And I've seen Malcolm X so many times. It does hold up. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
really good.
What
It's well done.
surprises me, I don't know how about you. Do you believe? Can you believe that he didn't win an Oscar for his performance?
Thank you for bringing that up because I was going to talk about that. It's the politics of Spike Lee at the time. That's the only reason why he didn't win the Oscar for that. Because I've seen Scent of a Woman. I think it was Al Pacino he was going up against who won that year, right?
Yep.
Great movie, great performance, but you feel like Denzel Washington is Malcolm X. There was no better performance that year than Denzel Washington playing Malcolm X.
I believe this is a top 10 performance ever.
Facts.
If you're talking about
100%.
not just biopic, I'm just saying period of any character, if anything that's been done, this is a top 10 performance. I love that Denzel got, Oscar for Training Day. I
Mhm.
love that's great. He's a great actor. He's done a lot of great things, but besides Fences, like this is right up there with Fences for me. Like him as Malcolm X, he embodied Malcolm X. And I know we're talking about excellence in cinema and also about how it helped the community, but just as an actor, how
Mhm.
many people he probably, brought into I could be an actor too. I wanna
Absolutely.
I wanna be just like this guy because of what he's done.
Absolutely. And that was one of those movies, like, let's say, like a Black Panther did for our time. You know what I mean? Black people went to see Malcolm X in droves. Like, we were all there. We were all supporting this movie. And it's history. Like, this movie was history, right? You wouldn't have got this
Mhm.
movie if it wasn't for Spike Lee. And it's a classic. And it's just a shame that not enough people talk about this movie till today. Like, I don't think it gets it the recognition that it deserves, because it's an amazing movie and amazing. Every performance is good. Delroy Linden's performance is great.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, he got the best out of everybody. And I honestly think that it should have won Best Picture as well, not
Easily.
just Best Actor, Best Picture, you know?
Easily. Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
mean, is it any part of the movie that stands out to you?
Yes. There's always we know that part, the march where brother was injured and only Muslims help other Muslims. And you
Yeah,
could just see the look on Denzel Washington's face. And then they march to the police station. And when they get to
exactly.
the police station, they ain't taking no jive from them, nothing. Like, listen, we want to see our brother. So good. Best
No,
scene in the movie.
this is one of the most powerful movies I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Um, I think something we talked about off camera was, you don't have a lot of black leaders ever since the civil rights movement, and
Absolutely.
having a biopic about someone who was I mean, one of the greatest. There's only two that you really think about: Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. These are the two greatest leaders that we've ever witnessed, and having a movie that you know not whitewashed about it.
Facts.
Very, very like, hey, no, he was a small time gangster at the beginning. He was a little criminal. Remember he was straightening his hair. All those things, all those scenes are part of it. They didn't try to hide anything, and I
Mhm.
think that's why I appreciate it because black people, as black people, are all colors of the rainbow. We are all everything. Yes, we're good. We're bad. We're everything. There's no way you could pigeonhole who we are. We could be
Absolutely.
epic. We could change who we are. We're intelligent. Like seeing all those things, I think is really, really important. And it's important. That's what makes it even more important now. Reporting today. I hope they will re-release this. I would
Me too.
love to see a re-release of Malcolm X.
Me too, 100%. And I agree with you right there. And because we talked about it's like there's no black leaders, right? And we can see that, like, you go on X and all these platforms, like, racism is rampant still. You know what I mean? They're doing it in a secretly type of way where it's like not racist, but they're putting stuff out there that's racist narratives, you know?
Mhm.
And there's nobody out there to challenge this. And I say it all the time because black people are always told, just ignore it. Don't worry, it'll go away, right? But
Yep.
the LBG community, they don't ignore the hatred that they get. They fight for it. And what happens? They get laws
You change.
passed. Right.
Mhm.
We ain't
Mhm.
getting laws passed. It's been over 400 years and we're still in the same situation that we are now. So we can't ignore it anymore. We can't do that. We have to fight back. You know what I mean? It's about
Mhm.
time that people stop seeing us as second class citizens.
I mean, we helped build America. We've been
Mhm.
here, but it's something I talked about in the last video. There's something that I always have a strong feeling for. Our culture does not start with slavery,
Absolutely.
and I think that was something else that was kind of apparent in this movie that you could go to Africa. He went to Africa. He went to
Mhm.
Jerusalem. He went to these places because where you are, who you are, did not begin and end in with slavery. What's that boat ride? Those 400 years of oppression. That's not who you are. The oppression is not who you are. You were always kings and queens, and you had knowledge. You were the center of knowledge. All
Mhm.
that was with you, who you are. So to know those things and to recognize those things are huge. And I love cinema that spells that out for you. Makes you feel
Absolutely.
proud to be a black person.
Absolutely. And this movie does that, right? Even when Malcolm X went to Mecca and he realized like some of the teachings, he was like, no, this is not how it should be. We
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be segregated. We need to all be together, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are one race, human race, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we may
Exactly.
have different colors, different features, and everything, but at the end of the day, we are all part of the human race. And he's seen that towards the end. And I believe that's pretty much what got him killed. You know what I mean? Is that he
Exactly.
was going against the narrative of what he used to go against. And the more powerful you are, when you can bring the masses together like him or Martin Luther King would have done, imagine what we would be in today if we had that, right? Because Malcolm X has been talking about things that we talk about today: owning your own businesses, owning your own stuff, banks, hospitals, right? It's not just about little mom and pop stuff. We need to own corporations.
Think big, be
Uh,
big.
yes, 100%. And all of that was lost when him and Martin Luther King died, were
Agreed.
murdered. Yeah.
100% agreed. All right. So here's my last question basically is where do you think this, ranks as far as black excellence in cinema? Like is this the top tier? Is it anything better? Or is this something that, got the ball rolling? Where does this rank to you?
This is top tier. I think I would put it because I'd have to think about something else that's better, but at the moment I can't. So it would
Yeah.
have to be number one. Excellence right then and there when it comes down to the way it was filmed, the acting, the messages in this movie. Like there was nothing better that represents us and gives us an example of what we should have been if Malcolm X was still around. I loved it.
Wonderful. And I do want to say, a movie like this that started off as one thing and got to the end and basically tells everyone we need everyone's help.
Yes.
Black excellence in cinema is not just for black people. Black excellence in cinema is for all people because this is for cinema is for everyone to experience. So it's important that everyone can jump on and see these things and experience it and enjoy it
Yes.
because that's what it's made for.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? And we got to stop getting into that where it's for us. No, we got to create things that are for everybody,
Everyone.
right? And when we start doing that and creating our own stuff and showing our own people in a different light and not the Hollywood light that they try to portray on us, right? The kind of propaganda that they try to push on us. Back then, it was totally different. Now it's the entertainment that they try to do to brainwash us and make us think certain things about our people, like, fatherless homes, on stage twerking and doing all of that stuff. That's what they're trying to push to us now. But if we had our own stuff, we could switch that narrative. And that's what we need to do.
Perfectly said. I have nothing else to say about that. Once again, this was Malcolm X, the one that we talked about. Hey, Anzo, thank you for being here. Thanks for doing this. I love this talk. Guys, if you're watching this, I want you to comment. I want you to tell us what you think about this movie. What did you think about the performances? What did you think about the directing? This is the top of the top. So I want to hear all your information, want to hear all the things you guys are thinking, and we will continue to do this. Black Excellence in Cinema. This is our second
Absolutely.
video. We will see this. But I do want to, before we leave, I want to have a shout out to Carl Weathers.
Rest
Man,
in
it
peace.
just passed away yesterday for us.
Yeah.
Another great actor. He's done these great performances, and he's been Action Jackson. He's been Apollo Creed. He's been in all these movies. I just want to. I will be remiss if I didn't say something about Black excellence because he is an excellent Black actor and Black excellent actor in itself. and he was going too soon. And yeah,
That's
rest in
that's
peace,
what I
and blessed to your family.
That's what I said earlier. I'm like, we die too soon. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's 79, he lived his life and that's good, but the
That's still too
difference that
young.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Especially when he was still out there working and doing the stuff that he was doing, looked healthy and everything. So it is a shock, but at the end of the day, he pushed us forward as well, right? You know
Exactly.
what I mean? He did what he had to do. He represented us properly. And I just want to say thank you for having me because you guys are representing us properly. This Black Excellent Month that you guys do is absolutely amazing. Keep doing up the
Um,
good work, man.
Definitely appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll see you later. On to the next video.